Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Attila Total War featuring the Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD mod, and we left off, as you can see, with a battle right ahead of us. So let's not waste any time. Let's get down in there and make sure, and let's hope we can make this happen. Pretty even Steven, maybe we have a slight edge according to the meter. Let's go see if we can handle their fortifications and make the Canton of Schweiz take some notice here. Alright, here we are with some weather conditions, and I'm not into fog right now because our advantage is our longbowmen, so we're going to see if we can't wait this fog out and get some better conditions. And here we go, our dry conditions that we hope for. Pretty barren landscape here. I think it said light forest. This looks like no forest. But let's get in there and set up. Okay, there are the fortifications. We have towers on both corners. They're all over on our side at the moment. So this is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the side of the fort that we will start with. We'll see if we can't focus on the towers and then focus our longbowmen to the interior. We will start as we set up with flaming shots. So I will, at least on the bowmen going for the towers. So we will be right back once I get the setup done for sure, and see if we can get the cat to settle down from running around here. Okay, our setup is we have 3 units of longbowmen here, 3 units of longbowmen there, spread formation, already with flaming fire. The length of the tower is right here on the edge, so they're out of our range. Our range, we're going to have to move into about here to be in range of the towers. Fortunately, their own crossbow seemed to be so far in the back, so we can move forward without only having to worry about the towers to start with. So that'll be our first focus, is to take out the towers with flaming shot. Then we'll focus the longbowmen over here on their units holding these positions once the towers are knocked out. We have units on this side, our stronger foot soldiers, whether it be the sergeants, which actually aren't that great, our heavy English foot knights, who are much better, and we have our heavy cavalry off to the side, other than the mounted sergeants, which isn't so heavy. To move around the flank, I'm thinking maybe this side, if and as it opens up, or we'll just weaken down the center and punch through the center. We have our own spear and billmen in the center to work on that after our longbowmen get done with them. So there's kind of the overview. Let's get in there and hopefully make this happen. We're gonna run them up. Yes. We'll run these guys up. And we'll keep everybody else ready to move as necessary. But the towers are the first focus. There we go, our first shot's off to go after the towers. As they start retreating to the interior. We aren't taking too many serious hits on our numbers by being in spread formation, which is good. And we're getting some signs of restlessness now. They're not moving out the gates. I thought this looked like they were going to move out the gates. I'm patient to wait just so we do not have to worry about continuous fire from them, from the towers, at least until we get in the interior and we have those towers to worry about. But so far, the towers are not accurate here on these fortifications. We're over halfway there on the towers. Okay, we got fire damage on the towers, so soon they will be out and not be able to shoot. So far, no damage from the towers. And since we're not taking damage from the towers, I think it's time. We're going to switch to regular shot and start moving against their units. Let's do the crossbowmen until they spread out. Over here, we'll change the standard shot also. Same thing. Initial volley against theirs until they spread out. Now against their line. We can start advancing with the ground forces now. Let's take some shots against their cavalry and their leader. And they have left the gates open. Let's move on the gates. It's time for cavalry to perform an end run. Hopefully we've softened them up enough. They're moving some strong forces over against this opening. So let's get our cavalry on the move. Hopefully avoiding a lot of the spear. At least head on facing a spear. Let's see if we can do some damage with that charge. And we did. We have them wavering. We need to get rid of these ranged units, not the best units with which to do that. We will help on the backside over here. Time to enclose on the spears from all sides, hopefully minimizing their ability. And we have killed their general. Let's see if we can take care of the rest of the unit. Time for the cavalry en masse to go against their medium melee infantry. Okay, let's get rid now of their ranged units with our cavalry. And continue hitting them in the back on two sides, two fronts at the gate where we have them locked down. And we have victory. We'll end the battle here. Decisive victory. I don't know how much retreat they have available. This is learning for you and me as we check out the new mod. I'm sure a lot of it's the same as the way Attila would be, but we'll see what retreat options they have from a fortified position. Okay, we lost 385 compared to their 1,400 left. Leaves them with an army of about 471. So good job, gentlemen. We outnumber them vastly, almost 4-1 with what remains. William, once again, proves his abilities. So he does retreat. We will take on warriors as we always do. And let's find out if we have the range to continue the attack, and we do. And we press on, and conveniently it's on the path to Dijon.
Destroy them.
I think in this case we'll just do an auto-resolve. We vastly outnumber them, so we will just auto-resolve. We'll play defensive, protective, because we have missile superiority and we should be able to finish them off in that position. All right. We only lost 23 on that particular side. We'll take on any warriors. There's none. Okay, 56 captured. We'll take on warriors.
On the move. Ready for orders.
And we'll hold off and stay in our territory for replenishment purposes up to the border for this turn. And we successfully have pushed out some more of the enemy. Battle reports, the Battle of Lyon, decisive victory both times. Enemy killed in battle. Thomas, the enemy's general. Traits gained to William, confident attacker, +5 morale when attacking on land. Commander's aura, +15% when attacking on land. Trait gained fearful. This man runs from a battle before it is strictly necessary or lost. So it lowers my zeal. So somehow I gained a fearful trait. I don't understand how, but we did. So hostile agent success has increased by 5%. Armor for the commander's unit is a new household gain. So we have a lot of items that he can't take on that we can probably spread around elsewhere. Charge bonus training +10 for cavalry recruits. In fact, speaking of it, what household items do we have down here with you? Right now it's a cook with integrity and a charge bonus for the commander's unit. I'm happy with both those at the moment. What do we have available here? Armor plus 10% for the commander's unit. Actually, we better add that to William, since that's in the third slot that I think he may have open.
We hunger for battle.
Let's take a look at what he has. No, he does not. He has plus 10 armor for the commander's unit. So we can go down here to spread the wealth.
Commander.
And plus 10 armor for the commander's unit. Actually, for our king coming up with a battle sooner than that, let's not do that. We'll go up to the king. We'll do that for the king. Okay, we're almost ready and completed with our recruitment. We don't have any basic, at least right here, we don't have any basic spearmen available to us. So this army is lacking in one thing, and that's if we're up against heavy cavalry, we don't have as much as we would prefer to have to blunt it, other than the billmen, which is not necessarily anti-cavalry. So what I've decided to do, as the king is locked up for a couple turns recruiting, I think what we're going to do is I have the ability to raise one more army. We have 2 down on the continent, and this will be the second one for the island consolidation. What we're going to do is, let's see who we have to raise forces with. Ralph is an attacker, which is exactly what we're going to be doing. Decent young age. We don't need an administrator. Keep him for a governor hire should we need one soon. And Ralph, we're going to raise an army with you.
We hunger for battle. Set up the
Move you
watch.
into town. And let's see, recruiting units, spearmen are available here. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to recruit the 4 spearmen here, and before the king moves out, I can actually give him the spearmen. I'd rather have him have some spearmen just because I feel like I need that balance in the line.
It is a great and glorious thing to serve your people.
So we will do that, and we still have funds left over. Probably not going to spend on anything else right now, just because I'm unclear with all the recent hiring we've done on what my income will be. I guess we can take a look under the treasury, and we do still have a positive income, but when we get our newest units hired, it will not be anything necessarily amazing. So I want to be careful about probably hiring any more units at the moment until we're able to take over some more territories. Okay, something I thought of doing, we have our next governor, of Northumbria from the prior one that passed, one of the many Williams. What I'm going to do is, he has very low influence, and I'm going to see within his character if we have something. Okay, we do have something that's helping his influence. Do we have anything else that can help his influence, or do we have something that could help his influence more? +2 per turn there. So I may go with the decorated sword, just because I want to get him promoted to provost to help with our public order better. So let's switch out the heraldic heater shield for the decorated sword to increase personal influence just a little bit more. Okay, things a little bit on hold in England as we recruit a little bit more. We'll keep an eye on everything. Wait. Oh, he had moved already, so he doesn't have any other movement left. Okay, just as a note, in the Dauphine of Vienne, our public order has changed to the positive. I'm going to keep the military force there just a little bit longer, just to get overall city order into the green, and then probably we'll move north to Lyon, where we are struggling with a little bit with public order, to get that back in shape. Fortunately, the short time we parked our army there, it did help get us in the positive, even though overall we're still very negative. What's driving that? It says characters. I don't know what character they maybe there's some hidden asset they have there, but right now the change is negative, and it's not due to change anytime soon. So we'll want to get the army parked there now that we have the Dauphine of Vienne under control. So probably I'm thinking another turn or two, and then we'll move up to Lyon to get that back in shape. Okay, that appears to be it. We'll get ourselves to spring. We'll have our army here ready to pounce on what appears to be a heavily weakened Duchy of Burgundy over here in Dijon. Probably that will be our move next turn. So I will meet you on the other side unless something interesting pops up.
We always remember with honor those we consider to be friends. Do
And
not
once
wish to be
again,
counted in that number?
yeah, you always have that long pause. Of course, I pause a lot when I talk, but I always jump in before he reads his last sentence. But bottom line is, no, we're not doing a non-aggression pact. Same as always, for the same reason as always. In the county of Flanders, let me give you a little clue. Norway declares war everywhere, but they never seem to attack anywhere. So quit being so so worried about nothing. We'll talk again should they actually attack you. At this point, I'm trying to decide: do I want to move also against the Canton of Schweiz after we take Burgundy? Kind of thinking perhaps I'll refuse the peace treaty. I'm not sure. Let's see. I don't feel overwhelmed at the moment down here with our armies. So I think we'll refuse at the moment and look at taking these two territories, and then hopefully at some point then we'll be able to sue for peace here on the continent, and perhaps think about focusing on an advance towards the south. We shall see. So no, we refuse. All right, we have a population surplus in Aquitaine. So I'll have to see if we have any potential buildings we can do down here. In fact, let's take a peek sanitation-wise. We are able to upgrade the sanitation building here to help us out. How far are we in the negative? Just one. So that's, before we expand right here, we're going to upgrade our sanitation building. And we've gained a trait, procrastinator, Eustace, one of our governors in Nottingham of all places, I believe. We've gained some more units. We have a little bit more to gain. One more turn here, and I think you also have one more turn. So next turn we'll be able to do a little unit swapping and then get ourselves on the move. But down here in Dijon, we don't have to wait for getting ourselves on the move. Let's close for siege.
Besieging the settlement.
All right, so it's telling me we are not in good shape here as far as their strength in the power bar, even. We've seen that before, and it's ended up being going pretty well in our favor. But I don't know. We'll have to see if there's something hidden in here as to why that wouldn't be. Quite a few ranged units, which could challenge us as we move to take the walls. Perhaps that's part of it, but let's build our ladders that we usually use. And we can also, why don't we just get a light battering ram just in case we want some extra push through the gates to make the gates open a little sooner, potentially. As long as it doesn't burn up from fire on their towers. So we will maintain siege here in Dijon.
None will escape.
Now hopefully the process of taking Dijon does not allow, since we did not sue for peace here, with the Canton of Schweiz being able to rapidly build up an army again before we get there. That is a chance we take by not taking the peace, but potentially should it look to be too daunting and they build up too quickly before we get there, we can try again suing for peace if we feel it's just too much for us. So there's plenty of options down the road. Okay, we have Edward up here. I'm wondering, does he have a target? Let's see what we're able to see here. We do not see the king. Let's move in here and see if we can gain some abilities as an assassin, moving against here. We're going to try assassinating who I'm assuming is one of their generals. Yes, General Frang. Costs us 364 for basically a 50-50 chance. We fail, or he more than likely gets wounded. Let's find out.
That soul is away to the afterlife.
And the outcome is failure. Unusually disappointing, our agent has, in this instance, failed in his assigned duty. Now, I don't know. Let's take a look at our relations there. Did that just give us a hit on our relations? I'm going to be curious about that. And they condemn agent actions. So there is a problem in our relations by doing that event. So we'll be careful about how and when and how frequently we use that skill moving forward. And we're going to move our spy across the way, just take a peek in Dublin. We know what we're dealing with here, so let's just take a peek and get a sense for what we're dealing with across the sea here. Nothing too earth-shattering there. What we'll do is we'll hold off there, then we'll come back, and then by then we'll probably have a sense of if Wales is the one we're going to go for first. Edmund, we're going to keep you here because if Dijon is then taken over, whether we make it a vassal or hold on to our own, we may need some help with public order, so we'll keep you there for the moment before moving you down to the Canton of Schweiz to be our eyes down there. So we have an event down in the Dauphine. I'm assuming there's some kind of agent action going on down here. I'm not sure from where, but it's had us take a hit on our public order because of it. So I'm assuming it'll be a temporary event that will go away, but right now it shows -10 from an event. So I would have to think somebody performed some kind of action against us. What we can do in the meantime, we are going to upgrade to the Catholic Priori here to help with our sanitation, which is in need down here. We'll help a little bit with public order. Oh no, won't gain any more public order upgrade from the Catholic Chapel. In fact, I wonder if I lose 3 of the public order or not. We're going to find out. But I need to also fix the sanitation here. And we barely could afford that. We're going to have to watch our income. In fact, let's take a look at it real quick with those new units we added. Okay, we are still in the positive, so we're still okay. Okay, Martin's influence because of the new item we gave him is increasing rapidly from 8 to 11. I think he has to get up to an influence of 20 before we can promote him to provost. So we'll keep our eye on him. And that's all I can see at the moment, so let's get moved on to next turn, and more than likely a battle ahead of us. We'll see you on the other side.
Do you not wish to be counted in that number?
Yes, you consider me to be a friend. We'll see if you change your tune here in the future. But for now, no defensive alliance. Ooh, big surprise ahead of us this time. Who helped them out? Duchy of Burgundy. Duchy of Burgundy has been helped with an army from the Duchy of Lorraine. Big surprise. And we are vastly outnumbered because of this new development. So I think at this point we have to look at a little bit of a retreat going on, unfortunately. We don't need to sacrifice our army just for pride. We are vastly outnumbered, and if he wants to continue the attack, let's have him do it a one-on-one if that's to be the case. So let's retreat.
Retreat, men! Retreat! At ease, men.
They're sensing doom soon to come. No non-aggression pact.
We consider it wise to seek cooperation between us, to the hopeful ruination of our mutual foes. And
Once again, same answer. Natural causes William in Bristol. He is our governor, I believe. So we're going to take a look at Bristol. And if ideally we do not need to put another governor there, it'll hold on its own, I hope. We have Anne, born to John. Oh, he's been growing his family a little bit now, hadn't he? Okay, we have Henry available as come of age. That's something I hadn't noticed. He's got some influence, he's got some abilities, so we'll find out when we need a new governor, since he is a statesman, where we more than likely want to place him. And our son and heir is soon to come of age also. We have a population surplus in Northumbria. Perhaps we have the ability to build a building there, although we don't have the funds necessary at the moment, really, to build much of anything. But we definitely can look at building a sanitation building right here, right now. Although in York, the sanitation shows to be okay, although it's barely okay, and that's probably because we lost some folks due to the plague, and our settlement isn't quite as densely packed. It's down to moderate. So we're going to go ahead, because we know it's been an issue in York. We're going to build the leprosarium. Yeah, we got kicked out. 2 new factions at war. And the household tax assessor has been lost now that William has passed. That was a nice household unit. And we're done recruiting up on the Isles. We've got a trait gained from Henry. Fulk has gained a household cat. Let's go take a look there. That's something I want to look at using, especially down here, to help with our sanitation. It's only, we're getting it slowly, inching it down little by little by little. We're down to -2. And when we get the funds, we need 2250. We'll be able to upgrade the sanitarium also. And that may just barely get Paris to good enough sanitation temporarily. And Fulk has also gained a promotion, so let's get that done. Public order has been okay. In fact, let's double check the public order one more time. So we're in the positive here. So I'm not going to focus on the promotion for public order. I think we're going to go moving towards the tax rate and getting an increase there. There we go. Okay, now it's time to do some switching around with our armies up here.
Commander, you have further orders. Advance.
We're going to take out 2 of the billmen and replace, we should be able to, or actually all the billmen, because we should be able then to put all 4 spearmen up there.
Would that I were as swift as the angels.
Okay, we have a complete army here, and I prefer the spearmen over others, just in case we have some extra help to deal with cavalry or need to hold a line at some point. We'll get you back into Nottingham temporarily. Whoops, I guess with changing the units, you don't have any movement left. So you'll take some attrition, but then we'll get you back into Nottingham. It'll also help a little bit with public order while you're parked there. And the king and his army shall now change their stance. and move to the border. Now this shows that it wouldn't quite get us there, and I don't want to move so far that we can't fortify and stay strong against the winter. So let's just move a tiny bit. So to be able to fortify, we can only move 25. We have to have 25% of our total campaign movement. So we can move about halfway. We'll just say right about here, because we will be able to make it next turn after that without a problem.
Make haste, men. Your next command.
And we will fortify to prevent attrition. And this army will just have to gain some attrition. We're not using them right away. They'll be able to recoup their losses due to the heavy winter. We're going to keep our assassin here just to keep some eyes on their movement. We are then going to move our spy back towards Wales. And then down here we had the big surprise of our life, did we not? And what we may do is let's move on the Canton of Schweiz instead. We're going to find out if this army is bound to follow us and harass us along the way. We don't know if they're allied also here, as they are up with the Duchy of Burgundy. So we're gonna move our army and redirect our target. It is a winter attrition area down here. So we will take a little bit of a hit, but hopefully, having just defeated their army, they do not have a vast force down here. In fact, let's just make sure with you, Edward, real quick, and send you down in this direction. And there does not appear to be any kind of force down in that area. So we're going to move our army down there and lay siege to the Canton. And we're going to try this one more time. They do have a fair amount of crossbowmen, it would appear. They have a pretty good amount of spearmen, but then again, we have our longbowmen that can take it to anybody they put up against us. I think all we should need is ladders. I don't think I need... Well, we'll just do it anyway. I may not use it. Since it is all done in one turn. And we will start yet again another siege.
None will escape.
In fact, let's take a quick peek in diplomacy and look at the Canton of Schweiz and see who they may defensive allies, the Holy Roman Empire. Well, this battle was started by them, so I don't think the defensive allies get called forth because of it. And the Commune of Milan. So, I think since the Canton of Schweiz attacked, we don't necessarily have to worry about these two coming to their aid, so that's a good thing. Military allies, I don't believe we're really at war with a lot, but let's see. Duchy of Bavaria, Commune of Verona, County of Savoy, Holy Roman Empire, Public of Genoa, and the Duchy of Lorraine. So, I don't think... Well, the Duchy of Lorraine could be trying to come through again and break up this little party. But without as many forces, we'll see if maybe we can do something about that with battle if they decide to move down after all. It's going to be interesting to see if they continue their move south. Alright, so I kind of looked around. I'm ready to do the next turn. But I think I'm going to hold off. I think we have enough time in here, I think, for a full episode. And if I do a next turn and... this character from the Duchy of Lorraine, if he decides to come down, Alois, however you choose to pronounce his name, if he comes down after us, then that's going to just make too long of a turn. So I better hold off before I hit next turn. And then next turn, even if he doesn't come down, we will have a battle for Bern. And we also then will have our army positioned and ready to move against Wales. So I I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope we made enough progress for you. Keep you interested, keep you excited. Let me know what you're thinking, where we ought to make some adjustments. I always love hearing from you guys. Even if you have nothing to say, just say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Anything simple like that. It doesn't have to be big and involved to make a comment. And do hit that like button for me. That sure does help out this small little channel. You all have a great one. I appreciate it so much for you guys watching these videos. Thanks.